Howdy, everybody. Sorry, we got the heater going in the background. This is the Midwest Chicago, and we're on the right side of the lake not to get our ass kicked. Let me take a sip of water here. If you play guitar, uh, let's take all the 40-year-old guys playing guitar. Guys been playing their guitars their whole life since they were 15. Sometime in their teens, sometime in the mid to late 80s, a guy went from that pick, this plastic thing that you get for free at Guitar Center, to this nylon thing. And the nylon people that help promote the pick, they put a little picture of a turtle. Back in the day, what they would do is they would chop up turtles and make guitar picks. And there's a company that actually says that they're the originator of the guitar pick or the stringed instrument pick, and back in the 1800s they started this whole turtle thing. And if you go to any website that tells the history of guitar picks, they tell you that. Truth is, guitar picks started lute picks became picks when they started making lutes. A luthier would make you a lute. He'd take the same exact wood and make you a pick out of the same woods. And the tone, because this is the same wood, the same density, it's got the same vibration, it has the same, everything has, it is giving off some signal of megahertz, everything that's alive. And this matches what the guitar is doing. So you have a harmonious, magical tone. We weren't aware of that. Now back to the 80s, every single dude who dropped that pick and picked up this pick knew in their heart that there was a very serious tone change. But because it was the 80s and nobody cared, they picked it up and started using it. Everybody had distortion. Everybody was, covering their signal anyways. That's what you probably thought to yourself. But you knew, like, your stomach was sinking when you tried this pick. You know it when you let this go, because it's plastic or it's celluloid and this is nylon and feels good in your hands. This did some very serious damage to guitar tone across the board, because famous guys actually record with this. And what this does, it literally, and we have tested our guitar pick against this guitar pick in a studio with a engineer who has recorded. We have printouts of what this looks like compared to this, and there is almost, depending on what wood you compare it to, the difference in the range of the mid note, this pick compared to this pick, this Purple Heart pick compared to this nylon pick, it's just under 80%. This is damaging your tone. 80%. There's an 80% difference in the bright colors that you'll get from Purple Heart, and this is just what the wood produces. The other part of the calculation is what kind of woods are in your guitar. You play this guitar pick on 3 different guitars, it's going to sound 3 different ways. You play this guitar pick on 3 different guitars, it's going to make all 3 guitars sound the same. This is tone cancer. The only thing I need to do to sell these at vintage guitar shows is say, try it. That's it. Everyone has bought it on the line, try it. You're not standing in front of me, so you can't try it. But if I'm wrong, if there is not a 90% improvement, 80% improvement in your tone, but that we're just talking about the mid of the note in the 80 percentile. We still have, when this contact strings, it creates the most god awful sound in the world. It creates, do you ever hear that string noise? the metallic crap sound. This is what it originates from. It's the nylon pick that created string noise. This is fluid. This happens to be mahogany. I haven't sold a mahogany pick in 4 or 5 months. I took them out at rotation, and then the people who everybody got a mahogany pick to start with, and a few people are like, "We're the mahogany picks." I'm like, "All right, dude, I'll make you some." So back by a few people request, not by popular demand at all, just by a couple of people requesting, I put some up, and I'll do that if you have an idea or if there's a wood you want me to match in your guitar that you're not seeing here. The other interesting thing is so you want, let's say, let's start with, here's something interesting. Paul Farrow. Let's see, there we go. Paul Farrow. We have actually we have sharp now. We have the jazz shape. We have standard, and now we have a standard sharp in the Paul Farrow. Paul Farrow, better known as Bolivian rosewood, but ironically, Bolivian rosewood grows more in South America or in Brazil than it does in Bolivia. This will add bright, cool tone, and it'll enhance your mids quite a bit. Only when being compared to your original pick. So the tone difference, the contact of the note, the mid of the note, the sustain of the note are going to all be grossly improved. Like I can say across the board, 80-90% improvement. If you don't think that I'm right, return the pick. I'll give you the shipping money to get the pick back to me. I'll have your money in your hand the same damn day. You just call me and say, yeah, your pick's not better than my pick. Because this is what everyone, not everyone can have it. You can get the Chinese ones, but what the Chinese what people do is they wrap this up and they tell you it's Bolivia rosewood. Bolivia rosewood doesn't exist. Paul Farrow is not even a member of the rosewood family. It's from the ironwood family. It's not even related. One thing it is the closest we're going to get tonally to reproducing rosewood. That is true. But why lie? Why not just tell people the truth? This is Paul Farrow. It's ironwood, but hey, the weird thing is, it sounds like 60% of what rosewood sounds like. And that's a lot because rosewood really does have a sound. Here is, right here, if you can see it. Let me, if we got a white background. This will do, I think. All right. This is Brazilian rosewood. That's a Brazilian rosewood guitar pick. It is not for sale. It is one of 6. You can see that stripe in the middle. That is 2 layers of sapwood. Sapwood sounds the same, has the same density, produces the same tones. It's visually not, was not visually acceptable back in the furniture days of the 50s. Everything had to be beautiful and uniform. So this came from a discarded piece, end cut off a giant plank of lumber, and I don't know. I keep it, and we keep everything in Ziplocs because of humidity. And what might happen is that the sides might start to curl, and people do like that because it perfectly grips your hand. It actually, the pick will actually, if you played this pick for 2 or 3 hours, it would start to wrap around your hand. Wood never dies. You cut it dead. This is living. This is a living guitar pick. So tone starts here. That's my message. And if you try this, you'll never use anything else. And if you stick with me and learn what the woods are about, you'll find out that the 2 other wood guitar pick companies are full of bullshit. And they name shit with sensational names that have nothing to do with the wood. And I educate you. That's my hand right there. That this pick came from this chunk of wood, but this is 5 micro sliced pieces of Purple Heart, opposed to a chunk of wood like the other two wood guitar pick companies. One is stationed in England, the other one's stationed in the U.S. Both of them make their product in China. I make these by hand. Okay, I'm the frickin' luthier that built this with 16 other guys over a period of about a year and a half, literally, along with a lot of other of guitars. Well, I'm hand making these. I made this with my team. I'm making these for you. I know my shit. Your guitar pick will not be made by a 5 year old Chinese boy. It'll be made by this American guy right here. Peace and love worldwide. Not everybody's going to get one, but I'm still keeping the prices reasonable. The power to the people. It's not about getting rich. It's about doing something I love and sharing something I know, really. But you can buy one of these Chinese picks for $8, $9. I'm selling them from 4 to 5, and you don't lose them and they don't break. Peace and love.